Let's see. We are live on Facebook, Michelle.
Okay.
How are you
Hi,
this morning?
Michelle. Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know what? I tell you, I got like all kind of weird things going on today with like my audio and all kind of stuff that I didn't have yesterday. Oh, you know what? That's because it's my phone. God, I'm so technologically challenged. So, so, so yeah, I can't get my internet work, so I can't do like video on my end for some reason. Well, I get my internet to work, but it just won't do video. So I know you've had like a lot of stuff going on, um, from looking at Facebook. For the people who don't know you, you want to tell like a little bit about yourself and your business and where you're at, like
I've
your
been doing
market
real
you're in.
estate for a while. So, I first got licensed in another state over 10 years ago. So I've been doing it, like 12 years. Um, in Connecticut, I just really got started in 2013. I was licensed for several years before that, but I was really busy just having children. So since 2013, I've been very serious about real estate and have a plan every year to double my business, which I have been following, and it's been pretty much working for the most part. Um, I was having a great year this year, really great year. I'm at 4.3 million right now. Um, but then my boyfriend committed suicide. He killed himself,
Oh my gosh.
and that's like basically my husband. I just refused to marry him. So it was really tough. He had a brain injury. He was in the military. He had a lot of issues. Um, and I spent a lot of time taking care of him and my 5 children. Um, and now he's gone. And it's been and in the midst of all of that, I still had a ton of business going on. Which you know that follow up is like everything, and it's hard to follow up when you're
Yeah.
not feeling so great or whatever. So, I've really done my best to keep up with everything. So I think it's gonna be okay, but I'm pretty nervous about my business, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're tough. Gosh, you got 5 kids. That by itself is a challenge. I'm really sorry to hear about your loss. I saw it on Facebook, and I just hate to hear when things happen like that. I understand when you have that those big life changes that kind of sets you back in your
Yeah, and I
business a
really
little
don't
bit.
have any room to get set back. I don't have any time to get set back.
Yeah. Well, you've had a fantastic year. You've done 4.3 million.
Yes.
How many
So,
transactions was that in your market?
18.
That's 18 transactions. So you're a little bit over $200,000 average sales price.
Yeah, actually, I've gotten my average sales price up quite a bit every year. So I'm at 250,000 now for my average sales price, where maybe a year or two ago I was at 150,000.
So what did you do to make that change and get you almost doubled it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's part of my plan. My plan was to like add $100,000 to my average sales price every year, and a lot of these things that are in my plan didn't have like a whole bunch of ways to make that happen. It's just things I wanted to do,
Yeah.
but it did seem to work. And the biggest thing for me was Zillow, buying into higher price areas where I didn't normally work, because in my town, the prices are very low. So I needed to kind of cheat my way into a much better price range, like just kind of hop into different towns, and that all of my higher price sales have come from Zillow.
Wow. Wow. So you're working with a lot of buyers. You're working with a mix, aren't you? But you're working with a lot of
Um,
buyers.
Actually, I did 50-50 this year. So last year it was more like a third sellers and 2/3 buyers. And that was another part of my plan, was to, slowly move that ratio, and not to do anything too sudden, because I do need money. I do need to sell houses. I can't just suddenly say, oh, I'm only going to work with sellers. So I figured I'd go from like a third to half to 3/4, and just kind of move my way over the course of 5 years, really.
Really? So that's pretty amazing. So the big breakthrough thing to get your average up was marketing through Zillow, and actually
Yeah, and
going and spending money to market in higher end areas.
yes. So I printed off all of my sales and I broke down where everything came from. And out of the listings that I sold, 3 of those were from Zillow. So those were people that bought and then they had a house to sell.
Okay.
And they listed it with me. So I was also getting listings through Zillow, not just buyers.
So you did a buy and a
So,
sell with those people.
Yeah. So people think Zillow and they just think buyers, but I mean, a lot of those people have houses to sell. And in my experience, a lot of the people that I'm encountering through Zillow are willing to buy first and then sell their house, which is that's a really good situation for a realtor, really.
Yeah. I think agents forget that the people looking to buy, they have to be living somewhere right now. Everybody lives somewhere. And I think that we forget sometimes to ask, like, hey, so where do you live and what are you going to do with that place?
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to advertise in higher price ranges, those people probably already have a house.
Yes. That makes a lot of sense. You got three listings from Zillow. Where did the other 15 come from?
So I had 9 sales from my sphere, 7 from Zillow. No, 10 sales from my sphere, which would be a referral or just somebody I knew or whatever. 7 from Zillow, 1 from Facebook, and 1 expired.
Wow.
However, all of my current listings are expireds. I have 9 current listings. They're all expireds.
Wow. So what is your goal for the year?
Well, my goal was to do 46 transactions, so I'm off track.
46 transactions. What do you think you need to do? What do you think's missing?
Get these listings to actually sell.
Have you
be the key.
Have you tried doing any price reductions with them?
I spend 1 day a week just doing price reductions, just working on getting price reductions. So I literally spend probably 6 hours a week trying to get price reductions. So it is a focus of mine, and I do get them. It's just, my market's fairly slow. Some of these towns that I'm listing in, 1 or 2 houses goes under deposit a month. So it's tough,
So you've got 7 listings right now, right? So what you said?
9.
You have 9 listings right now. So what percentage of your listings are selling?
I have like 3 under deposit.
So you're getting
that's out of, that's not, I have 9 active, and then I have like 3 under deposit.
So basically what's happening is you're selling about 25-30% of your listings are actually selling
a month.
A month. Okay. So if you let's just say you list 10 properties, right? You go out there and list 10. So do 5 of them sell?
I think my ratio is higher than that. I mean, I think last year I probably only had like 2 listings expire.
Oh wow,
But
that's
it's taken
amazing.
a long time.
It's amazing.
I'm having to relist them. Like I'm not just letting them expire usually.
Yeah, you're actually going after
They're not
them.
selling in like 30 days. Although I did last year my average was 47 days on the market. This year I'm just having a tougher time. I'm working in higher price ranges, and the stuff is not moving.
Yeah. I'll tell you the biggest solution to getting more listings to sell is just taking more listings.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. It doesn't matter if you're in a slow market. I've been in both of them. living in Myrtle Beach, we've had markets that are like on fire, where things sold in like hours, and got multiple offers. And then we've had times where you're going like, damn, you're looking at your listings, you're going, damn, I still got that one listed. God, I can't believe they're sticking with me. It's been a long time. But the key to it is only a certain percentage of your listings are going to sell. You know what I mean? So the key is, if you take, like right now you've got 12 total, 3 are pending. So if you had, with that same ratio, if you had 24 right now, you'd have 6 pending. You know what I mean? If you stuck with that same ratio. And that's one of the things that kind of happened in a slow market where I am, is that to sell more listings, you just had to go out and just take more listings. So you'd have more opportunities, you know what I mean, to sell one. And then work on those, strategically work on them with price reductions and things like that. And hopefully you get, a lot more of those sold. But taking more listings is just going to be enormous. It's just going to give you more opportunities to get more sales. So what's what's your big problem right now in the business?
Well, I think I get a psychological barrier when my listings aren't selling, that I don't feel like I should take more listings.
Oh man. Well,
because I feel bad that they're not selling. So I feel like, why should I take more if I'm not doing my job on the listings that I have?
Oh gosh. But you know what? The thing is, this is one of the reasons. Are you using a pre-listing package?
I do. I use yours. I changed it around a little bit, but
Cool.
yeah, I do use that.
You know what? This is the thing. That pre-listing package, that's your system, and that's your process for selling houses, right? That's your system that you use to sell homes. And as long as you're doing everything that's in that pre-listing package, then you're doing your job. You're putting it on the market, you're actively marketing it. It's on a bunch of websites. You're taking calls, you're available to take calls from realtors, set up showings and all this stuff. It's not your fault that the market's a little bit slower in your area than it is in other places. And when the market's slow, really they only have there's only a couple of things that sell houses. Really it's price, condition, and location. That's really the only 3 factors anybody considers. And the only way to, if you got a great location, you got a great house that's in fantastic shape, the only other variable is price. That's it. Really price trumps everything. If you got a location that sucks, or you got a house that needs a lot of work, then you can always overcome those issues with price. But if you got one that's in fantastic position, great location, great lot in the neighborhood, you're not getting any showings, then that's the thing, is just overpriced. Once we get outside of the Myrtle Beach area, we got a little area called Andrews that's kind of like that too. And Andrews is it's slow. There ain't much going on down there. When the state come through, built a new road, and went around Andrews, and it kind of really just devastated the downtown area. You drive downtown and it's like a ghost town. There's nothing there. And that's one of the things that happens there. I really like taking listings there because everybody's pretty nice to me and there's not a lot of competition, but that's the thing. The market's kind of slow down there. So I have to be really diligent about my price reductions. I have to actually schedule them. If we go 2 weeks without a showing, I usually use 2 weeks as a key. I call the people, follow up with them, and I just go, hey, Mr. Seller or Miss Seller. Yeah, this is Jason Morris. I just wanted to give you a call. We're not really getting a whole lot of activity on your house, and we've got it listed for $139,900. Gosh, I know you wanted to get rid of it, and I use whatever information they told me. If they said they needed to sell their house in 90 days, I say, oh, I know you wanted to sell your house in the next 90 days, or you need to move in the next 90 days. Gosh, what do you think about going down to 134.9? Would you guys be willing to do that? And then just ask, and if they tell me no, I just go, okay, and I try again in a week or two. And I've got some people that, man, they battle me on dropping the price. I got one particular one. They were asking 139.9, we got an offer that for 120 that fell apart, and they accepted it. They accepted the offer for 120, $20,000 less. Offer falls apart. And I said, oh, okay, well, great. Well, I know what their bottom line is for sure now. I know what they'll take. They just accept an offer, $20,000 more, less than what they're asking. So I call them back and I say, hey, will you, we're not getting a whole lot of showings at 139.9. What do you guys think about dropping the price, to maybe, I was trying to go for the fence here. I said, what do you think about dropping the price to like 129.9? That would get you guys, this price. And they said, oh, no, we want room to negotiate.
Oh, God,
And
yes, I hear that very often.
we want room to negotiate. But here's the thing. So what I ended up having to do was I had to keep calling them and talking about, like every week or so. If we went a week without a showing, I was on the phone with them. But hey, guys, we haven't had any activity this week. Well, what would you guys like to do? The house looks good. And I just go through it was the same conversation like every week with them, but typically every 2 weeks, 2 weeks without a showing. And I feel like the market is telling us, and that's what I tell people. The market is telling us that we're a little bit overpriced. Would you like to drop the price $5,000 or $10,000? And but here's the thing: if you can just get the price dropped to $500, you know what I mean? It still re-syndicates and goes out on e-alerts. And but I assure you, you're doing your job. Your job is to market their homes and be available, to set up showings, and you're doing it.
Yeah.
You just got to go get more listings. And you know what? The more listings you get, the more buyer calls you're gonna get anyway. Off of signs, the syndication to Zillow, syndication all over the internet. And what that's going to do is, well, it's going to do one of two things for you. Number one, you can decrease your Zillow budget if you want to. I mean, that'd be number one. Or number two, you're just going to get more leads in the areas that you want to work. I mean, one of the easiest ways to get more buyer leads in the price range you want to be in is to take more listings in that price range.
It's true.
So yeah, and it's staying consistent. Staying consistent with that's tough. You just have to prospect and have a consistent prospecting schedule.
Well, I mean, currently my only form of getting listings is expireds. That's it.
Have you done what are you doing with expireds right now?
I call about once a week.
Oh gosh.
I'm not like on the phone every day. I'm calling like once a week, couple hours a week.
Yeah. Have you thought about like increasing that? Maybe calling twice a week?
I've definitely
3 times a week?
tried to it's definitely on the radar. It's definitely on the radar. It's an idea that's definitely on the radar. It's just I do spend a lot of time doing other real estate activities or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I that's why I kind of have like a slow plan to, ramp up my listing side rather than immediately. But yes, I would definitely like to increase to like every day.
Yeah. I tell you, that's when you like get really good at it. Like if you start prospecting like every day you work, even if it's for like an hour, it's like anything else. It's like if you decide you're going to start practicing playing the piano, for an hour a day, or you're going to get to the gym for an hour a day, it doesn't take long. And all of a sudden you get really, really good at it, and it's kind of like all of a sudden thing. It's like getting on the treadmill and, for the first time, it sucks like the first week. And then all of a sudden, you're on the treadmill 2-3 miles and it's like not a big deal, and making calls is that same way. And you start building up stamina too. So like, when you first start doing, well, you probably already know this from doing it once a week, man, that once a week for 2 or 3 hours, probably like mentally like wears you out, doesn't it?
I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives me energy because I do like getting the appointments.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is the feeling of a win, which you don't get in real estate every day. At least I don't get in real estate every day. So it is something I enjoy. Yeah. It's just I guess I don't necessarily believe enough that it's going to like that I'm going to get more by doing it more. I just don't really necessarily have that belief in myself yet, you know.
Well, what if you done this? What if you worked on that every day and every day you had that feeling of going out there and winning?
I mean, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah, I
So
mean
I
that.
would I would like to at least get to the point where I call the new expireds every
Yeah,
day, like when they come in, instead of just you know, I just do it once a week. And a lot of times people haven't relisted and there's plenty of people to call, you know.
yeah.
But I think it would definitely be better to call them, you know, when they expire.
I will tell you this: the market that you're in, where it's like a little bit slow, it's like a fantastic market to be in. I actually liked my market better when it was a little bit slower. There wasn't as much competition. The competition I did have was, they kind of like halfway done their job. A lot of the agents who were making calls just wasn't making calls anymore. Like this is the time in your market for you to go out and take a massive amount of market share.
That's definitely the market I'm in. That's definitely a situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really going to taking more listings are doubling the time you're listing every week, going from one day to like one day to like 3 days, or even every day for like an hour. Instead of doing 2 to 3 hours a week, just do like an hour a day. So like 5 hours a week, it is going to change your business. I promise you. It's going to change the way you're talking to people on the phone too. You're going to get really, really good at overcoming objections. What's the biggest objection you're getting right now?
I don't get a lot of objections. I guess the biggest objection would be around price. You know, when I'm getting to the appointment, telling people things they don't want to hear, and then just trying to get the price that I want, or trying to not lose it to somebody else who's going to give them, you know, like a better price.
Yeah, that's one of the things in a slow market that ends up being tough is that you'll have agents who will overprice it, and it makes a difference in a slow market. In a fast-moving market like I'm in, if I overprice 5% or overprice 10%, honestly, it's not that big of a deal because my market's going to pick up that 5% probably in the next month or two, and then I can probably price reduce them 5%.
Yeah.
So so I mean, we're gonna get showings. We're gonna get, being a little bit overpriced here isn't gonna matter, but being a slower market, that is one of the things that you gotta be a little careful with. 5% is a big deal in a slow market. We're in a fast market, 5%. Honestly, you could have one listing sell that's a little bit cheaper, and you're the cheapest one in the neighborhood all of a sudden. And you thought you were overpriced when you signed the listing agreement. So it's definitely a little bit different, but I'll tell you, I know I told you I'd only keep you on the phone like 20 minutes. Do you have any other issues or problems I could help you with, or we could talk, you want to talk about?
No, no, I think that was the key.
Cool. Well, hey, let me know if I can help you with anything. And if somebody wants to send you a referral or anything, how can they get in touch with you?
I cover Litchfield County and Hartford County, and it's Michelle Grant, 860-480-0643. I'm also all over my Facebook Messenger. I respond super quick, so just send me a message.
Sounds great. Hey, well, you have a great day. Thanks, Michelle.
Bye.